Hey everyone, my name's Daniel. I'm founder of UDX Interactive, and we're working on a dynamic turn-based RPG called Wheel of Fate. Wheel of Fate is a game about changing the world around you and experiencing new stories as you're playing through the game.
Hi, I'm Miles Holmes. I've been a gamer my whole life, but I've been a game developer since around '95. I've worked on a variety of different types of projects, different platforms over the years. I'm probably best known for my work at BioWare, working on Mass Effect, Sonic Chronicles. These days, I'm taking everything I've learned over the years and I'm putting it into this project, Wheel of Fate. The Wheel of Fate is this ancient construct that becomes bonded to the player early in the campaign. And it will spin. It's like a Mayan stone calendar with multiple rings, and each ring has multiple settings. And whenever the wheel spins, it changes reality around you in a variety of ways. It changes the influence of the elements, it changes the weather, the time, it changes characters, things in the world that you can see, but also more importantly, in game terms, it changes content, takes out the old stuff, puts in new stuff. Part of the thrill of the game is that while the narrative, the critical path will hit the same beats for most players, the content that supports that story will always be different.
So Wheel of Fate came about when I would play RPGs with my brother when we were younger, and one of us would ultimately get ahead. We had one console, one TV, and if that happened, where one of us was playing further than the other, we would lose interest in finishing our own games. And that always bothered me. I wanted to have my own unique experience, but still play the same game with my brother. And I wanted to change something. I wanted to make something that I would play that I could relate with my friends. And having the wheel based on some predetermination, some choices by the player, and randomization, it allowed us to model fate into the game and create this unique experience.
We've been spending a lot of time growing our community. We've been growing it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also our Discord channel. This is a space that we talk every day about the game as it's being developed. We're very open about our game development, and we want you to have an opportunity to be even more a part of it. So what we want to do with your support is having a space for you to talk with us directly in an exclusive channel just for our Kickstarter backers, so that you can really contribute to our game and give us content ideas, because we could take this so much further. With Wheel of Fate, it's already a very rich and dynamic game, but having your own personal input and having a chance for that to be seen directly in the game you're playing would make this an even more personal experience. And that's what we want to do.
The overarching story of Wheel of Fate is this classic last survivor of a wiped out tribe with a doomsday cult marching towards the end of the world. You are this last survivor, and you have dedicated your life to bringing down this cult. And it is the beginning of the game that you meet the Wheel of Fate and you become paired with the wheel towards this goal. So what does Wheel of Fate play like? Well, it is a Diablo-style dungeon crawler with turn-based combat mechanics. Wheel of Fate features 4 unique character class types for players to choose from when they're building their own character. Plus we have a selection of 4 interesting companion characters, each representing one of those classes. The classes themselves will probably feel familiar to players from other fantasy genres. We have like a warrior class, we have a wizard class, we have a cleric type class, and we have my personal favorite, the ranger. And of course the player's free to mix and match their party to try to double down on certain skill types, and they have a deep progression tree to advance through. One thing that we feature in this game is a town management and defense system in addition to dungeon crawling. The player becomes the mayor of this sort of gold rush boom town that's located right next to the dungeon. They get to direct buildings, upgrades, and they even have to defend the town when it comes under attack from time to time. The choices that you make in dialogue are noticed by the wheel's AI, and he will respond in kind. If you start to present a pattern in the way that you speak to other characters, you will notice that and pick up on it. So Wheel of Fate features a very interesting setting, well thought out history, rich background, and some interesting races. We don't really feature anything like elves or dwarves, that kind of thing, but we do have humans, as they're called Ashar in our game. We have a race of bear-like men called the Rovar, We have a sort of a draconian race known as the Vicar, and we have an avian race known as the Akara. In addition, we have, I would say, a varied and eclectic bestiary of creatures and enemies for you to fight. All of them present different puzzles and challenges to overcome.
It has all the elements that we love from both action and turn-based. You know, mix and matching gear, having the levels, having wonderful, powerful skills and enemies, but with that dynamic piece that has always been missing for me. We came to Kickstarter because this game is about change. We have enough funding to put out a game, but we want to take it to the next level. We want the ability to put as much content into the game as possible so that you can have as many unique stories to play through as possible. And with your help, we can get there.
So one thing I'm really excited about with Wheel of Fate is our procedural dungeons. I've played a lot of time over the years board gaming with procedural dungeon crawling type games. And I know how brutal and punishing they can be and how they engage you and make you want to try all that much harder. So in Wheel of Fate, the wheel itself is your dungeon master. And each time it spins, it's going to create an interesting layout, interesting creature placements, traps, treasure. It responds to the supporting content that it's generating too, to blend that material in there as well. It's really exciting to see in play.
And that's exactly why we need your help. And honestly, that could be as simple as just being a part of our Discord discussions. It could be as simple as just, you know, following us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, just sharing what you love about the game and sharing it with your friends. We really want to make this fun and exciting and incredibly personal. We have a team of experienced game developers that will make an amazing game, a game that is close to our hearts.
We've had so much fun making this game, from putting in pop culture references to little pieces of our childhoods to little pieces of our souls into this game. And we feel that it's one of the best experiences we've had in gaming for a long time. We want to share this experience with you.
I'm super excited to work on Wheel of Fate. It is a passion project, to be sure. I've worked on a lot of games over the years. All of them have had their own charms, their own appeal, but this one really combines my personal interests in a way that I've never done before. But one thing that this game is really going to require to be successful is as much content as we can put together. And that's where you, the fans and the gamers, come in. And we'd really love to have your help to take this to the next level.